Welcome to a new series of NZV8 TV. With the recent running of the Bathurst 1000 at Mount Panorama, Glenn Seaton's decided to hang up his helmet. So a question for you, what was Glenn's best ever finish at Bathurst? So sit back, relax, and enjoy a visual orgy of all things V8. NZV8 TV is brought to you by Smith's Group, bringing you trusted brands for over 30 years, in association with NAC Insurance, specialised insurance for modified and performance vehicles, and LG, life's good. We're at Pukekohe, and what's a drag racer doing there? It's the test and media day for the BNT V8's 2010 season. The annual Father's Day Drags is the biggest and fastest street car meet on the local drag racing calendar, and it's all on at the Fram Autolite Dragway. NZV8 TV's featured car this week is Frank Kiriopa's cool 65 Impala two-door. Cadillac, one of the oldest automobile brands in the world, and the first to use a production V8 engine. Welcome to another season of NZV8 TV. We're going to be out and about covering all the hottest V8 action around New Zealand, be it muscle cars, race cars, drag cars, hot rods, anything with a V8 in it. Summer's on its way, so make sure you get out, use your V8, enjoy it. That's what they're built for. This is NZV8 TV. With the BNT V8 Championships nearly upon us, many teams took advantage of a recent media and test day at Pukekohe Park Raceway. What's this, me being towed? It's not a Holden. Meanwhile, out on track, it's last year's Formula Ford champion Martin Short having a shakedown in the Team Richards Falcon. My new teammate, William Bamber, 16-year-old from Wanganui. He's got the skills and the aggression, but his name is not Earl. Speaking of teammates, we invited along top alcohol drag racer Maurice McMillan.
Compared to the drag racing, we don't get to do the amount of testing you do. How often do you have days like this?
Well, this is a special day, a media and hot laps day for the V8 class, but really you can do just about as much testing as you like in the off-season, budget and tyres permitting, but when you get to the main season you can only test at one track. The cars are virtually identical to last year, but the big change is the brakes this year, Maurice. Last year we had a control package, but it was sort of a mismatch of about 10 years development. This year we've got a brand new package from PFC in the States, and this is the first sort of 10 laps we've done on the things, and they feel fantastic. So just a matter of dialling them in and getting them bang on, because really, if you're looking for the last couple of tenths, it's all in the brakes.
In an event like this, Angus, what are you doing to gain time on your competitors? What advances are you making for that tenth of a second?
Well, that's the thing, you're only looking for hundredths really and tenths, and it sort of kind of drives you mad in a way, but you've just got to have everything perfect, you know. Every little bit adds up, and you know, most of the cars are virtually identical thanks to the rules, but it's just how you do a little tweak here, a little tweak there, and basically get it right on the day. You know, half a turn here or 50 pound of spring makes a difference.
Power levels with these cars are over the field very even?
Pretty even, yeah. Like the Falcon's got about 415, a good one, and a good Holden's got 430. Just the way they accelerate's a little bit different, so on the track the performance is virtually identical.
Coming from a drag racing background, obviously we go from point A to point B, standing start, quarter of a mile. The transition for someone like me to step in from drag racing to an NZV8, how hard would that be?
Well, I mean, obviously you've got some big balls on you, Maurice, and that's really a good start. If you've got the aggression and a little bit of car control, the rest just comes with laps. You know, if you're a bit timid, I don't think you're ever going to get a handle on one of these things, because you've really got to muscle them around and kind of get a bit angry with them to make them work. There's not a whole lot of adjustments really you can do. You certainly can't make it into a perfect race car. So, you know, one day soon you're going to find out, I believe.
Yeah. The question is, Angus, would you ever step back the other way?
Yeah, well, that's yeah, not sure. I don't know if I've got enough undies in my drawer, mate, to be honest. But sure, I'd love to have a go. I really would. I mean, I went to the Winter Nats this year in Brisbane, and was absolutely blown away by the professionalism, and B, just the speed and noise. It's just unbelievable. So, yeah, for sure, I'd stick another seat in it, and I'll be there. In the meantime, we concentrated on getting a balanced setup for the day. Bit of work to do there yet. Mr. Faulty, there's smoke coming out of my car.
Shut up, Manuel.
Money, car setup and driver ability. How do they play into this?
Well, the more you got of any of that, then the better it's going to be, obviously. But yeah, I mean, every team along here needs decent sponsorship to fund their season. Drivability certainly has a fair bit to do with it, I guess, and obviously the crew around you as well. So you know, try to pull that together and put in a little bit of luck and bits and pieces, and you should be in for a good season.
And here's Kane Scott with a new look car, but less hair.
It's a big year for us this year. You know, a lot of new faces, a lot of changes in the class, so who knows what can happen. I've won the class a couple of times and won a fair few other classes as well through the years, but this is a pretty tough series, you know, so you've got to really be on your game in this class.
How do you get that extra tenth of a second, extra 4 or 5 horsepower that you need to get your jump over the Angus Foggs and guys like that?
Gee, it's probably not about a couple of horsepower. You know, the real difference between our series and a drag series is that your series is all about getting down the straight as quick as you can. We've got a few corners at the end of those straights, and at this particular circuit we're going to go up over hills and things, so you probably find there's more time in braking the car and turning and keeping a constant momentum up than there is in outright acceleration. Because our horsepower is so limited anyway, that it takes a lot of horsepower to get a real gain, you know. So it's all about putting the whole package together, and no doubt exactly the same as your series, just a lot of hours, a lot of work, a lot of testing. Everyone's got a chance on the day, and that's what makes this class so special.
Tamir Jewell, more horsepower than 2 of us put together, and a real contender for this year's championship. Andrew the Terminator Anderson, representing West Auckland and Holden.
Yeah.
And the man we all want to beat, fresh from the streets of the Gold Coast, Johnny Mack. Andy Booth hates being the first Holden home. Wants to be first like all of us. I know how fast a Holden can go. Come on, Boothie.
You can do it.
So as they say in Talladega Nights, it's time to shake and bake. You can win this amazing LG home theatre package, a 50-inch 3D plasma TV and 3D Blu-ray home entertainment system. Enter the unique code you see on screen by going to v8.co.nz. From the latest issue of NZV8 magazine, our feature car this week is a 1965 Chevrolet Impala. Frank Cariopa's Impala has followed the rule that if anything can go wrong, it will. Luckily, those troubles are now well behind him and his big black bruiser.
It sort of all happened when I was about 21. I played for a football team and one of the guys had an Impala 65. He'd piled 6 guys in and they'd cruise off, and it just looked cool. It's always stuck with me. Knew I wanted a 65, but on the local market there wasn't anything around. The image I had in my mind was it had to be black and it had to be big, and it had to have a sort of a tough look, but not a show pony. It had to actually get up and go. Well, Americans that we talked to, really friendly and as honest as the day is long, and found this car up in Chicago. It was a pretty straight car. It didn't have a lot of rust. It wasn't all painted. Overall, it was a tidy car, but not a very well engineered car. The engine is not the engine that was in it. It's got a 496 big block Chev, turbo 400 transmission, and a 12 bolt. It's the biggest Chev diff they make. The bonnet's fiberglass, and when we bought it, it had a fiberglass guards. This is our first build, so we would have joined the club straight away. Got a plan of what we actually wanted the thing to look like. You know, did it have to be a drag car or a street car? Was it a cruiser, or what sort of look are you going for? And then start your plan about where to start and where to stop, because so many things we've doubled up on, you know, like done one thing and then found we had to do the other thing first, so we had to undo what we just did. And those things, you know, apart from being frustrating, can be really costly. The interior is pretty stock. It came stock. It's got all auto meter gauges. The seats are all okay. I mean, we're probably going to swap them out for a SS interior, put some buckets in it, because when you're turning corners, it turns pretty flat, so you end up sliding across the seats. You know, the thing that buzzes me out is when we stop at a set of lights and the car next to us all jump out with their cameras and just like, and I haven't met anyone that's bagged us or gone, oh yeah, whatever, you know, that car. It just makes people's day, and I mean, it still blows me away. People joke with me, they're saying, oh, do you want a press guy? Do you want someone for the media? Do you want someone to represent you? Because, I was watching this show last year, but I didn't think I'd be standing here doing this. Even the fact that Todd rang up and asked. I didn't realise people send their cars in. So, it's cool. It's really cool. I'll probably have this forever. I can't ever see myself selling it. I can't imagine not being in a V8. I drive my Japper every day like everyone else. But this is where it is for me. I grew up on V8s and, hopefully I'll pass away in V8s.
Frank's now looking forward to dropping in the new cam and a full manualised transmission kit. With these items in place, the big old nitrous button may get its first workout. Now that we can't wait to see. Coming up, it's Cruising with Caddies. And stick around for the Father's Day drags. This is NZV8 TV.